More YouTubes, how is everybody? Today's quick video will be on Scrambler 400X, and I have bought something for it, which, let me flip the camera around. Here we go with a Pyramid Plastics fender extender for the rear fender, because as you can see, I rode it the other day and it wasn't particularly wet. I just went through a couple of puddles and loads of muck and crap has blown up around the back of the bike. So I had a quick look online. I've had Pyramid stuff in the past, it's always been good. And this arrived with some sticky pads. So let me get it open. Let me pull that off. What are we looking at? We have got, let's just check on the other side. 3, 5, 6 mils. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's pull the standard one off, unpackage this and see what's in it. There we go. A few seconds to take off the outer two. So that one and that one, excuse the focus, they're 6 mil. Center one is 5 mil, but as you can see, there's a bit of muck in there. So I'll give that a good clean before it goes back together. And that is the little standard rear hugger there. Let's take the kit over to the bench, or probably the floor actually, because the bench is mucky or full of crap. And let's have a look what comes in the kit and how quick and easy this is to just to chuck that extender on and see what difference it makes. Now we've got a bit more space. So there's the standard hugger, which is obviously fitted to the back of the 400. I'm guessing the Sport and the X. Here we go, home fender extender with some instructions. This hugger is designed to fit on the outside. On the outside. And if you look, apologies if the camera isn't fantastic, or my camera work isn't fantastic. There we go, that's what's good. It's not a bad match. This I'll probably give a clean and put some GT85, WD-40, something like that on it. But it's got a nice little ridge there, whereas you can see that pops in and locates. Yeah, I quite like that. I think it's about 30 quid, something like that. So the basic instructions: this hugger extension is designed to fit on the outside of the guard. Stick fit pads should be attached to the inside of the extension shown in this image. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? And what have we got in this packet? Slice the top off. Adhesive promoter. I'm guessing that is just going to be some sort of cleaner. And then we have got some additional plastic rivets. Now, if you've not used these before, basically you drill a small hole, push the, let me see if I can find, there we go, does that help? Once it stops wobbling around. Drill a small hole, yeah, you bugger. And then it's going well this, isn't it? Drill a small hole. Push the rivet in, and then you just depress that top cap, and what that does, can you see, where is the camera lens? Probably can't see. Can you see in there, there's a little, there we go, just about see that cross. Now as you push this pin in to close that gap, you can see that the internal plunger pushes in and spreads that edge apart. Can you see that? So it's like a little rivet, and basically that's what it does. I'm guessing they're optional whether you fit them or not. The wipe supplied. There's a promoter that will attack plastic surfaces. Use with care. And then what do we got? We've got some instructions which basically tell you how to fit everything and how to stick it together. And then you can use a 4mm drill bit to evenly space if you want to use plastic rivets. Now I probably will, because it just gives it an extra bit of security. And just tells you how to do it. And says leave it for 12 hours. Which is fine. I've got a first service tomorrow. So 12 hours is nice and easy for me. And I've even got some clamps. Okay. Let's crack on. I'll get the basics prepped. What do we got there? There we go. Just got a flyer. But I've used Pyramid. I'm sure if you're reading this because you've got, or reading it, watching it because you've got a Scrambler, you'll know that they do some quite good accessories. Let me get this stripped and cleaned, prepped up, ready to go, stuck together, and we'll see how easy that the whole process is. But this looks, yeah, fairly straightforward. So no time like the present. Let's crack on with it. So step one, what I've done is I overlaid the hugger and then put some tape on that just protruded underneath a little bit, because it said it can damage the plastic, and obviously because it preps it, I didn't want to get it down onto the visible part. So put the tape on, clean this area, and clean the inside area with the wipes applied. So the next thing to do now is start chucking some of these stickers on, get it lined up and get it stuck on. I'm going to probably take my gloves off for this because those stickers are going to be a bit of a bugger, and otherwise you'll see me cursing and swearing trying to get them stuck in. Let's get these stuck down then. Pads are on. I've used as many as I could just to try and give it the best chance. Obviously you've got a couple of ridges there, so I didn't want to put too many in case it makes it stand away from the bottom of the hugger. And you can see when you put it on, there's going to be a couple of bits that are left over, but it's all covered. There's a gap either side there which can't take any tape. And we've still got a little bit left over if you did want to use them. Try and pack them in some gaps. You could probably cut off a few bits, but I think we're going to be good enough to go. Next thing to do then is going to be peel off that backing, and then this is going to be a one-shot job where we stick it into place. I do have some clamps ready to go. One hopefully for the middle, and two smaller ones for the edge to leave it for its 12 hours. I will also drill it and rivet it for extra security. They're only plastic rivets, but they'll hold it in place and hopefully do a good job. No time like the present. I'm going to peel that off, get it stuck down. You'll either come straight back to me and it will all look nice and square, or you'll come back to me finding some other double-sided tape because I've had to pull it apart. Time will tell. And we're on. That was actually pretty straightforward. You could just touch it into place, have a look at it, make sure it was lined up, and then if you needed to move it, you could actually move it a little bit, which was nice. Now I have actually got some silicone bond which I might run round there just to stop the spray and the water going down, because if anything's going to loosen it off, it's going to be spraying muck and water. So I might put a bit of bond in there, but that will be after I've put the pins in. What I'm going to do now then is get the clamps on with a bit of cloth behind them, just for probably 10-15 minutes, just to get that to bond properly. Then I'm going to get the drill ready, get those drilled, get them fitted and get some bond in there. So let's get that done first. So we're about 10-15 minutes later, so that's had a while just to set itself. So what I'm going to do now is take the clamps off, get a bit of masking tape and a Sharpie. I'm going to mark up across the edge there a place for the 4 screws to go. It doesn't really tell you anything then to put them in an even spacing, so we'll see where that lies, because obviously we've got a groove that runs down, so we probably put 1, 2, 3, 4, but let's have a look at that as we go. And then we've got the drill out with a 4mm drill bit. Push these pins in, clip them in place, then we can put the clamps on, leave it overnight, ready to bolt on in the morning. So got the 4 holes drilled, 4mm. So all we do basically is you push the pin in and then you depress that button, and as you can see now, let me try and get out of focus. Can you see that spread the end there? What I'll do is I'll insert one from the back. So there we go, pushed in, if you can see it there, and then as you pop it open, let's push it in tight, there we go. If you heard it pop, and you can see it spreads and locks it in place. So we'll do that for all of them. There we go, another one. So if you can see that, that's it, locked into place. Now that, as they say, isn't going anywhere. Let's get the cloth back on, get the clamps back on overnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll give it a clean down, bolt it back on the bike, and we'll be good to go. We're back. There we go. Sorry about the fingerprints. So I've been cleaning it, all bonded. And what I've done, I didn't have any black. I only had some brown. It's window frame sealer, so it's designed to be outdoors and all sorts of weathers, hot, cold, all that sort of stuff. And it's hidden, so I thought, you know what, that will do. So a bit of brown window sealer, just to stop the muck from flying underneath and softening it off, as in the adhesive pads. So I'm going to bolt that back on the bike now, and let's see what it looks like. I mean, I'm happy with it. It's going to keep all the crap off. That's the main thing. And within a few minutes, we're fitted back in together. You see in there? So basically what you've got is you've got shoulder bolts. So they can't be tightened down too tight. They go into the swing arm. But there's the hugger fitted. I'm really pleased with that. That is going to keep so much crap off of the bike. I mean, you can see a bit of the bond in there, but I'm not too fussed. By the time that gets a bit of muck in there, that's going to be great. That is going to keep a lot more crap off the bike. I've given it a clean anyway, because I like stuff to be clean. And I would say, unfortunately, it's not raining today, but it's a beautiful day, so I might have to go for a bit of a spin. But Pyramid Plastics hugger extender, recommended. I have seen people put bits of old inner tube and stuff down there to cover the gap, but the bike's far too nice for that. Why would you do it when that's 30 quid? So in my eyes, that's money well spent. I'm pleased with that. If you want to see me bolt more bits to this, like, subscribe, all that rubbish. And there will be some more adventures on the 400, because I love it and love it. So let's just spin the camera around, shall we? Guys, if you're riding, look at the camera. If you're riding, stay safe. If you're not riding, watch crap videos like this. And I'll see you next time on the 400X, or maybe on something else. Time will tell. Right, as my wife says, she goes, oh, you've changed your ending, because now it's old man has to look at the button. Right, see you later. Ta-da.